Welcome to the Singapore Management University podcast series, where we feature the latest insights and perspectives from our faculty. Information technology has impacted accounting processes in many ways. The rapidly evolving relationship between accounting and information technology means accountants now need to understand how technology impacts business and how it can be used to improve operational efficiency, achieve regulatory compliance, support financial reporting and management, and even increase revenues. They must also have an appreciation for how to capture and communicate technology needs for their business. In short, the accountant of the present and future must be technologically savvy to be relevant, and universities are preparing new graduates for this challenge. One SMU academic who's helping to shape tomorrow's accountants to take on this challenge is Associate Professor of Accounting for Education and Associate Dean for Teaching and Curriculum of the School of Accountancy, Dr. Xiao Po Sun. In this podcast, Associate Professor Xiao, whose research interests include accounting information systems, behavioral issues in accounting and accounting education, talks about the development, design and analysis of accounting information systems. Professor Xiao, could you please give us a brief overview of Accounting Information Systems, or AIS, and what it is?
Accounting Information System, AIS research, exists at the intersection of two important disciplines, the accounting and the information system domain. The emerging of the AIS discipline arises from the application of ICT, information and communication technology, in the accounting and auditing environment, because the accounting firm are the big adopter of technology in their work processes. AIS research has continued to grow over the years, resulting in a critical stream of research in accounting literature. Sample research areas include issues such as studying the effects of knowledge-based system on decision-making. Are we really making better decisions with computerized system? The impact of computerized decision aid in our judgment and analysis forecast. Are we really making better judgment, better forecast with the use of computerized system? The business value of IT. Does AIS, Accounting Information System, really adds value to the organization? These few research areas are critical in improving the productivity of the accountancy sector.
What role does AIS play in an organization?
Given the extensive use of accounting information system in organization nowadays, no company can escape from using IT in their day-to-day business operation and processes. AIS research contributes significantly to industry practices as the use of computerized system is very widespread in the accountancy sector. Computerized system enable an organization to facilitate its business processes, carry out its operation effectively and efficiently, and also to support its management decision-making. All management need information to make decisions in the course of their work, and the AIS provide that critical information to support their decision-making. The strategic role of AIS in a company operation is widely recognized and will continue to grow in importance globally.
These days, we rely heavily on computerized systems in our decision-making process. How does the design of computerized systems impact the user's ability to make decisions?
One of the scarce resources within a company is the expertise of the experts. So companies are trying to build all these expertise into the computerized system, and they can design the system to be more restrictive by forcing the users to follow the specific steps as prompted by the system. So for example, step 1, they need to consider this particular factor. Step 2, they need to consider the next factors. So the whole decision-making process is very prescribed, and users have no choice but to go through step by step as prompted by the system. The good thing about such restrictive design is it will definitely force users to consider all this prompt. Therefore, the issues that are highlighted by this prompt will tend to be picked up. On the other hand, the danger is that it is impossible for any human design system to capture all the possible things to consider in a specific business context. So if the specific business context is not prompted by this restrictive system, users may tend to ignore those issues and end up only focusing on those key things that are prompted by the system. So computerized systems are not necessarily exhaustive, and they are unlikely to prompt for all possible factors that should be considered in a particular decision-making situation. Therefore, organization needs to be aware of the implication of their system. We have to be very careful of any decision-making bias that the system may create. We cannot do without a system, but we must be aware of the biasness so that we can design the system appropriately and minimize those biasness.
I understand that your AIS research tackles this exact problem, for a lack of a better word. Do tell us more about your study.
My research examined whether by restricting the interaction between the users and the system, whether it will affect their decision-making outcome. I conducted an experiment where participants received a case narrative of a company's sales process. Their task was to identify all the internal control activities within the narrative and to suggest additional missing control. I randomly assigned each of the participants to 3 of the experiment group. Group 1 with a highly restrictive system, Group 2 with a less restrictive flexible system, and the third group, which is a control group, where they did not use any system. So my result indicate that the more restrictive system affected the user's decision-making process by increasing their biasness. This was achieved by reducing their ability to identify items that are not prompted by the system. So the more restrictive system forced them to only focus on the items that are prompted, and therefore they miss out all those critical items that are not prompted by the system. This has implications for both future research and industry practice. Organization, particularly the audit firm, they are trying to design systems which are more restrictive, and they try to use technology to control users' behavior, to control and limit their users' activity, to limit their risk exposure. However, my result shows that companies that design such restrictive system should be concerned because a greater degree of restrictiveness may impact negatively on their decision-making outcome.
You've talked at length about the design of the system. How crucial is the issue of data quality in an accounting information system?
The purpose of an AIS is to provide high-quality information to various stakeholders in order to support their decision-making. Therefore, it is very important that the AIS capture high-quality data. Otherwise, we will just end up with a situation of GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. If we capture poor quality data, users will end up making poor decisions, and after a while, they will stop to trust the system and will not choose to use the system. We will also use AIS to facilitate business processes. If an organization does not have high quality data, the organization may suffer backlash from the customer. There was a case of a bank sending the online banking security token to the wrong address, as somebody has entered the customer address wrongly into the system. There was another case of a bank posting a highly inflated wrong amount to a customer credit card account. Imagine the shock when the customer saw the huge amount on the credit card statement. In fact, that amount was way above the customer credit limit, and it should not be posted at all. There should be internal control embedded within the banking system to prevent the error in the first place. Organizations should also implement IT control over the data entry process. For example, we can embed program edit check in the design of the online form to minimize manual data entry error. An example of a program edit check is the format check. If the customer email address does not contain the @symbol, the system should prompt you that the format of the email address is invalid. Another example is to populate input from the existing databases. Instead of typing in the customer contact information for each transaction, we can simply enter the unique customer ID, and the rest of the related customer information should be automatically extracted from the databases. This will minimize data entry error and will also improve the efficiency of the data entry process.
Now, what are some of the trends in AIS that will continue to drive forward business and financial practices?
A new trend in accounting information system is forensic fraud analytics. Forensic fraud analytics involve the use of advanced technology and technique to extract and interpret data in order to discover any complex pattern and indicator of possible fraudulent activities. Fraud analytics allow for analysis of 100% of the data at a much shorter time as compared to manual review, and therefore real-time red flag can be identified with the use of continuous monitoring. Financial statement fraud often involve manual journal entry fraud, such as backposting journal entry, hiding or shifting journal entries, manipulating earnings and reserve. Manual data entry can be used by the management and employee to manipulate the numbers on the financial statement, potentially causing the company to suffer financial losses. False manual data entry has featured predominantly in some of the recent mega corporate scandals such as WorldCom. In the case of WorldCom, management override around the journal entry was identified as the main contributing factor for the fraud. WorldCom management authorized manual data entry to overstate their revenue and understate their costs in order to conceal their fraudulent activity. The special committee discovered hundreds of false large round dollar journal entry that was passed without any support. As a result of all this fraud scandal, there is now an increased emphasis by auditing standard to data mine those journal entry as part of fraud detection. Companies generate a lot of financial data on a daily basis. However, these data are just left sitting in the data warehouse. According to the 2011 KPMG Singapore Fraud Survey, only 10% of respondents reported that their organization has implemented forensic fraud analytics, and another 12% has planned to do so. Clearly, Singapore company could make better use of the available data to give them more information by conducting forensic fraud analytics.
Thank you, Professor Xiao.
Thank you.